Hey everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. Whoa, double vision here, huh? Well, all right. Let's get to this. So CBS is on quite a tear. Let's just go back, and we don't even have to go back all that far. CBS Mornings. This reporter or co-host here, Tony Dokapil, he asked some questions to Ta-Nehisi Coates. Ta-Nehisi Coates, that's the guy's name. Wrote a book siding with the Palestinians, saying the Israelis are evil, essentially. If you really want to boil down the whole book, that's just it. Israel, bad. Palestine, good. And Dokapil asked some questions to him, of him, and just trying to kind of get a handle on this guy's perspective. And he was criticized and reprimanded by the CBS execs. Then you had CBS stealth editing Kamala Harris's 60-minute. Look, I did it on the first try. I pronounced her name correctly on the first try. Kamala Harris's 60 Minutes interview. They took out one of her answers and put in another. It was the same question, the same exact question. Removed her answer that was word salad, put in an answer that was more succinct and more direct. Stealth editing. Shame on them. That's not journalism. Okay. The first part was just Dokapil was executing true journalism, and he got vilified for it. Then you had the second thing here, or which came first, I'm not sure, but this example was poor journalism, was not true journalism. Okay, so now we come to Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, and this is interesting because he did something that should probably be done for every single interview from here on out, is that you have your own camera rolling. If you are the subject of an interview, you have your own camera rolling so that you can have the receipts because more than likely it's going to happen when they mess up your quotes, when they put things together that aren't supposed to be, when they stealth edit. So here he does a great job of showing how they stealth edited. And now let me just tell you this as a journalist, okay? 25 years in the field. If you change the spirit of the quote, that's a problem. When you put ellipses in, the three dots, dot dot dot, if you're taking a piece out and it does not change the meaning, the context, when it doesn't change anything that the quote is displaying, you're okay. That is generally speaking, that's the rule that we write by, that we live by, that we breathe by. Okay? So in all of these cases, I believe they did change. They took out pivotal pieces. But let's take a look here.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. The rescue and recovery effort's still going on, and then we address the rest of it.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. And when I was there on the ground, and you should go, I mean, bring the cameras and talk to the people there. They'll tell you, don't take politicians' words for this or the administration's word. Talk to the people there on the ground. They had not been provided the resources. Almost 2 weeks out from the storm.
You hear that? 2 weeks out, they had not been provided the resources. That reflects negatively on the Biden-Harris administration. And, we can't have that. No. That reflects negatively upon them. We can't have any mention of that. See, they left that part out.
That they desperately needed. And when I was there, 13 days post the storm hitting that state, people are still being rescued. They're stuck in the higher elevation.
See, people are still being rescued. That could potentially reflect poorly upon FEMA, which is part of Department of Homeland Security, which ultimately, it's, again, the Biden-Harris administration. So another thing that reflects poorly, can't have that, take that out. Whoop.
In the mountains because the roads are down and all the rest. So they need every available resource and all hands on deck. The rescue and recovery effort's still going on, and then we address the rest of it.
Yeah, so I'd say that changes things a bit. Let's go on to the second one here.
You know that it is against the law for non-citizens to vote in federal elections. That's established law.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But here's the problem. There's a number of states that are not requiring proof of citizenship when illegals or non-citizens register to vote. We know that's happening.
But respectfully, Speaker,
everybody should want the law to be followed.
You know that it is against the law for non-citizens to vote in federal elections. That's established law.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But here's the problem. There's a number of states that are not requiring proof of citizenship when illegals or non-citizens register to vote. We know that's happening. Look, Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, I was going to say, he issued an executive order to clean up their voting rules heading into the election. Less than 30 days out, a couple of days ago, the Biden administration, Department of Justice, Biden-Harris administration, sued the governor in the Commonwealth of Virginia to try to prevent them from cleaning up their voter rolls.
That whole piece right there, that whole piece about Governor Youngkin and the Biden-Harris administration suing Virginia, yeah, that's totally out, and it's very important, but yet once again reflects negatively, because we know that people who are illegal in this country can't vote. So why on earth would the Biden-Harris administration want that? Well, I mean, it's against the law, number one, but number two, you can figure, it's because they believe that these people are going to vote for Kamala Harris.
See, that kind of thing creates a lot of doubt and concern in the minds of a lot of the American people. Why would they do that? Everybody should want the law to be followed.
Yeah, so that big piece they left out there. All right, now, I think this is the last one. Yeah, it looks like the last one here. So let's play this one.
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. It's not me undermining it. It's the actions of the Biden-Harris administration in some of these states. Non-citizens are not allowed to vote under federal law.
So if your issue is with certain governors, shouldn't you be talking to them?
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. It's not me undermining it. It's the actions of the Biden-Harris administration in some of these states. Non-citizens are not allowed to vote under federal law. But the states have prohibited. We passed the SAVE Act, in the House. The SAVE Act.
Wait a minute. Back that up again.
Wait just a minute. It's not me undermining it. It's the actions of the Biden-Harris administration in some of these states. Non-citizens are not allowed to vote under federal law.
So if your issue is with certain governors, shouldn't you be talking to them?
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. It's not me undermining it. It's the actions of the Biden-Harris administration in some of these states. Non-citizens are not allowed to vote under federal law. But the states have prohibited. We passed the SAVE Act, in the House. The SAVE Act says you've got to have proof of citizenship before you register to vote. And Chuck Schumer and the Democrats blocked that in the Senate. We could have prevented this. The questions that people have about that. But the Democrats chose not to. They opened the border wide. A lot of people theorized that was so that they could have non-citizens to vote. These are realities, Margaret. I wish it weren't true, but that's the concern that people have. And in Wisconsin, for example, some of the counties are. It is law, but that's correct, but we have to make sure the law is followed, and that is the whole point. That has always been the whole point of the SAVE Act and all the measures that we've tried to ensure. I believe, by my count, we have about 16 million illegal aliens in the country.
I mean, this just goes on and on. I mean, it's a big piece that they left out, and, it shows you, well, he talks about the SAVE Act and how it was passed and then it was blocked. It was passed in the House and blocked in the Senate, I guess it was. And that would have taken care of the whole, you've got to be a citizen to vote kind of thing. So that reflects poorly upon the Democrats. Can't have that.
Since Mayorkas and Harris and Biden opened the border wide, and
he's talking about the border.
There's concern because those people are distributed all around the country, as you know. There's concern some of those people will try to participate.
So it's a huge piece. It's because this first part was only a few seconds. It's a huge piece that they left out there, and like I said, I mean, journalists reserve the right to use certain quotes or not use certain quotes. They don't have to use every single quote, like from the start of an interview to the end of the interview. If you did that, you'd have a tremendous amount of copy, and you know, you need to boil it down, okay? You need to boil it down, but you need to boil it down in an objective way so that you are preserving the spirit of the interview and of the quotes that the interviewee put forth. What they're doing here, this kind of editing, is not journalism. It is not true journalism. It's not being fair. It's leaving parts out because what else can I conclude? What else can we conclude but that CBS has an agenda? They have they've taken a side, and they're removing anything that casts any negativity on the Democrats, on Kamala Harris, because she's running for president, on the Biden-Harris administration, anything like that, whoop, they've removed it. So, clearly we can see where their allegiance lies. And that's a shame, because that's not true journalism. True journalism is if you read the story or you watch a segment, you're not going to be able to tell where the where the news outlet or the reporter or interviewer, what their politics are. You should not be able to determine that when reading or watching a news segment. That's being fair, that's being accurate, that's being objective. You shouldn't be able to tell. Clearly, we can see where, like I said, where their allegiance lies. And so I'm just glad that Speaker of the House Mike Johnson did his own recording, because now he's exposed them. And so just to finish this off here, it could be just that CBS is, they're just doing anything they can because they have an inkling that possibly the new owners, because it is up for sale, the new owners are going to make some sweeping changes. So they're like, oh, well, let's just cause as much havoc and mayhem, and besides, we have to pull out all the stops until November 5th. They're trying to do as much damage as they can before the time, because they know that be on the chopping block. So there's some company called Skydance, an independent studio run by movie producer David Ellison of Top Gun Maverick fame. So David's dad, Oracle founder Larry Ellison, provides much of the money behind the deal, and from what I gather, he's not too happy about his latest acquisition. So Larry is friends with Bibi Netanyahu. They are powerless to do anything about what's happening at CBS now. The $28 billion deal to buy the network's parent, Paramount, from the controlling Redstone family doesn't close until sometime in the spring. But they won't be powerless for much longer, as one person who knows all the players at CBS's new owners told me they're thinking about blowing the place up. So they should really, the Ellisons, I'm gonna try to get them a copy or two of this, Saving the Beast, my book, because I talk about what needs to be done if they want to blow the place up or repair the damage that the mainstream media has wrought upon its relationship between itself and the American public. So they should really read my book. That would be my recommendation. So there you have it. Maybe the execs at CBS are saying, hey, let's just do whatever the hell we need to do to try to get Kamala in office. Let's cause as much damage and chaos and mayhem and pandemonium as we can, because we're all going to be gone anyway once the Ellisons take over. Interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later.